Here, g'day viewers, thanks for tuning in. I'd like to read you an extract from an interview with Jimmy Page from the Trouser Press magazine 1977. In an interview he gave in 1977, Page elaborated, "I do have the original tape that was running at the time we ran down Stairway to Heaven completely with the band. I worked it all out already the night before with John Paul Jones. Written down the changes and things. All this time we're all living in a house and keeping pretty regular hours together. So the next day we started running it down. There was only one place where there was a slight rerun. For some unknown reason, Bonzo couldn't get the timing right on the 12-string part before the solo. Other than that, it flowed very quickly." Now Jimmy's words tell the story that there was definitely some confusion in the 9-bar passage. The 9 bars in Stairway to Heaven from 5 minutes 30 to 5 minutes 55 has been a challenging passage of music for many guitar players and drummers to reproduce in a live gig situation. Some people say there is a misplaced snare hit from John Bonham and just ignore the strange timing and it will all fall back into place once the main guitar solo starts. Some people say it's just brilliant drumming. Now Bonzo actually plays the drum part in normal 4/4 timing throughout the 9 bars. Bonzo hits the bass drum and the crash cymbal together on the first beat of bar number 1, which is the D chord, and then hits his first tom hit on beat number 1 of the next bar. So if you listen and count carefully, you will see it is a simple drum pattern throughout the 9-bar section of the song. Taking note that most of the tom hits are placed on an upbeat feel. The audio illusion to the listener becomes apparent during Jimmy's strumming of the guitar and throws the listener into thinking that Bonzo has lost his timing and hits an extra half beat on the hi-hat in bar number 8, or that's between bar 8 and bar 9. There's an extra hat hit there. This unusual occurrence is generated by the fact that Jimmy's drums have a heavy influence placed on a downbeat feel. The fact is that it was a misunderstanding of the song arrangement between Bonzo and Jimmy. Even though Bonzo's tom hits and Jimmy's guitar strums are played in unison, Jimmy is actually placing his third strum of the 16th strums on the first beat of the second bar. This mismatch between the drums and the guitar occurred because Jimmy, on the night before the studio recording, made a change to the arrangement of the song. The first bar was not meant to be counted as 4 beats or 1 bar. It was now a pause in the music. Bonzo was not briefed on this change in the song and caused Bonzo and Jimmy to be playing the same music in unison but half a beat apart from each other. The official guitar sheet music is written in very strange time signatures over this 9-bar section. It is written like this because Jimmy had to adjust his timing throughout the 9 bars to sync with Bonzo's hits. The tricky parts are the entry to the 16th hits in bar number 2, which are the D sus2 and the D sus4 chords. Keeping aware that once you strum the 3rd strum of your 16th strums, you need to be now tapping your foot downwards rather than upwards. This can be achieved by tapping your foot on the 1st and the 3rd strums of the 16th strums. You are now counting Bonzo's upbeats as downbeats right the way through until the end of bar number 8, where there is a half beat added. You need to count in this format or you'll lose control of the timing if you were to follow Bonzo's counting style. That's why Bonzo had trouble keeping time. Also, you may notice that either Jimmy or Bonzo mistimed the first 16th hit or strum, whatever you want to call it, as you can hear Jimmy strum a fraction just before Bonzo's hit. There are 5 beats in bar number 5. The second half of the 5th beat is where you start strumming the 16th strums again, so that the 3rd strum lands on the first beat of the 6th bar. You need to add a half beat to the end of bar number 8 by using the same foot tapping technique as in the 16th strums I spoke about earlier. This extra half beat changes your counting process back to bonzo's counting and makes it easy counting in bar number 9, ready for the main guitar solo. Now that half beat actually sits between bar 8 and bar 9. Okay. It is actually easier if a drummer can adopt Jimmy's counting technique because it makes it easier to count the timing in the song while the guitar is strumming in this manner, because the guitar strums are heavily accented on a downbeat principle, and it can disturb the concentration of a drummer who is counting in bonzo style. Adding the half beat is not that hard. It's just an extra hit on the hi-hat, and the bass drum and the snare are just played in full 4 timing in the 9th bar. The 9 bars will have a more relaxed counting format to it. Also, take note that the tempo starts at 92 beats per minute and it slowly increases to 98 beats per minute throughout the 9 bars. And it gets faster towards the end of the song. In the guitar solo, right through to the end, it actually increases to 105 beats per minute. After several attempts, it will make sense when you play along to the song. So even Jimmy, in this interview, couldn't explain how this strange occurrence happened. In Led Zeppelin live gigs, Jimmy never seemed to repeat the original 12-string rhythm that was on the record due to the awkwardness of the timing. He always played something similar and disguised the entry to the guitar solo until he picked up the beat again after a few bars into the solo. So I hope that helps, and have fun.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.
Okay, we're now going to play through the drum track using Jimmy Page's counting method, reminding you to adjust your timing so that your third tom hit will open the second bar. And don't forget to add the extra half beat hat hit between bars 8 and 9.